Boom. We just gotta go boom and say, "Hi, Bourbon Quest. Hi, it's Q." All right. So tonight we got Q. Say hi, Q. And it's a special episode. Q's gonna be good. I can feel it. And anyways, it is late Friday night. It's been a great week. It really has. So this I'm filming it late Friday night. Tomorrow is homecoming at the University of Tennessee. We got the Go Tennessee Vols football sweatshirt on with my Beat Bama button. If you can see that, Beat Bama, which we did last week, one of the greatest games ever. Obviously, with my Vols coming out on top, that was freaking fantastic. But hey, great game. And I love Alabama and I hate Alabama. I hate Alabama because they're so freaking good. And it's been a long time rivalry, which we've been on the wrong end of for the majority of the time. Obviously, that was 15 straight before last weekend's phenomenal game. Tomorrow's homecoming with UT Martin coming. But I love Alabama because while it's a rivalry and we've been on the wrong end of it most of the time, I feel like for the most part, Alabama fans are classy. They come up to Knoxville for the third Saturday in October every other year. They come to get, not only watch the football, but to enjoy the great environment here in East Tennessee with the Smoky Mountains. And a lot of them go to the Smoky Mountains and, see the leaves changing colors, which I really wish they would go back to that. I think a long time ago, when that rivalry was going on, they both wore their home jerseys, the orange and the crimson red, which I think I would love to see that again, especially here when they come to Knoxville. I'd love to see them in their crimson red jerseys and us in our orange jersey. What's better for the third Saturday in October than orange and red, the changing of the leaves, the Smoky Mountains, especially right now with Tennessee on the rise and everything. Hopefully a great rivalry renewed, and it was certainly a fantastic moment to get that monkey off her back after 15 years. It reminded me, and I'll tell this little story, that I was there in 1982 when the World's Fair was here in Knoxville, and I was like 9 years old, and it was, I don't know if it was my first game, but it was definitely the first game I remember as a kid that my dad took me to. At that time, Alabama had beaten Tennessee 13 years in a row. As it turned out, we didn't know it at the time, but it ended up being Paul Bear Bryant's last game at Neyland Stadium. We won on I think a 2-point conversion because they could have kicked the field goal. There was like a few seconds left. Johnny Majors decided to go for 2. Again, my memory may be a little fuzzy. I was only 9, but I remember watching it through the cracks of my fingers because of anticipation. They made it, and back then they also tore down the goalpost. So I was there in '82 when they tore down the goalpost in '82 after breaking a streak of 13 years. And of course, I was just a kid, 9 years old, and I remember riding down Cumberland in the bus back to our vehicle and reaching my arm out the window and touching the goalpost that the college kids were parading down Cumberland. And that, was a great moment, one of my great childhood memories, being with my father, watching that game and being a part of that. And then also, as a young adult, in '98, I was at the game with a good buddy of mine in the upper deck when we beat Florida on a last-second field goal, which '98 was obviously a magical season. We'll see what this one turns out to be. Maybe it's another magical season. But I was there in '98 when we kicked the last-second field goal to beat Florida, and was part of going down onto the field and tearing down the goalpost and taking a piece of the checkerboard end zone that I planted in my backyard. And this was the third time I remember us tearing down the goalpost. I was at the other two. I was not at this one. I was working at the bar, but just as exciting, just Great game, and yeah. So shout out to my Vols. That's why I'm wearing the Tennessee football with the Beat Bama button. We got Q out here tonight, and so I thought, what better way to help celebrate? It's been, like I said, it's been a great work. Had a lot of great things going on at work. We're moving in a couple weeks to a new service module that's going to apparently make us significantly more money, which I'm all for. Because to me, more money means more bourbon. And then I worked tonight at the River Breeze. Shout out to River Breeze Event Center here in Knoxville. We just got back from that, working the bar there, and tonight was what was it? The Head and the Heart. Never heard them before. I think they're out of Seattle, Washington. They had a very British vibe to them. Freaking great concert, great people. We probably had 1,000 people there. And I just got home when I was shooting this video. Like I said, homecoming's this weekend for Tennessee, playing UT Martin. Hopefully this don't come to bite me in the ass, but this will go up sometime during the game tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and predict a victory for my Vols over UT Martin. I don't think I'm going on too far of a limb, but hopefully that don't bite me in the ass. Anyways, before we get started, remember, stay hydrated, my friends. Hey Q, you want some water? And along with some water, we're doing a Tennessee thing. I got my shift beer that I brought home with me. This is the Blackberry Farms Brewery IPA, which is out of Wallen, Tennessee, right next to my hometown, Maryville, Tennessee. So we're also drinking a little local IPA from Blackberry Farms, which is pretty world renowned. A lot of famous people go there. I've never been there, but that's a good IPA. So, what are we doing tonight? We're celebrating last weekend. Where are you going, Q? Alright. You don't want to come back? Come here. You want to come back? Come here. Come here. Come here. Yeah, come here. Come here. Yeah, boy. It's all good. Alright. So, what we're doing tonight is celebrating Tennessee's win over Alabama. We're going to start it off with a fresh uncorking. If you saw last video with the haul, one of the picks I got. Come here, buddy. Calm down. Are you a little hyper? Here, I'm gonna open some whiskey, and you can have a little dip. So this is the I can't stand up and give you a closer view because I'm trying to stay here and keep you accommodated. But this is the Chattanooga Bottled and Bond Fall 2018, the latest Bottled and Bond version. So look, Q, we're gonna do a fresh uncorking of this, and then we're gonna go along with five total Tennessee bottles to celebrate not only Tennessee whiskey, but Tennessee football. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Fresh cork pop. Oh, yeah. So Q. Aw, alright, I'll let it go. Alright, so we're going to do, alright, so now that Q's gone, we're going to do the Chattanooga Bottled and Bond, the latest 2018 version. And so we'll pour in the glass. And then as always here on Bourbon Quest, a new cork pot gets a 2-ounce pour into the infinity bottle. Oh, this is a fun episode. Yeah. I hadn't planned this. Just thought while I was wanting to do a review of this Chattanooga Bottled and Bond, and then I thought, you know, I don't have to go into work till like 3:30 tomorrow, so let's do a Tennessee flight of bottles that I already had open that are from Tennessee. So we're starting off with the Chattanooga Bottled and Bond. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Of course, rocking the Chattanooga whiskey hat, along with the Now I can give you a better version. Tennessee football beat Bama, which we did. Hell yeah. I think everybody enjoyed that game. Yeah, I think even Bama fans, at least the ones I know, enjoyed that game. Because it was a great game. Luckily, I mean, we came out on the right side. It could have obviously went the other way with a few calls here and there. I think they did get them all right. I'm not going to say the better team won, but maybe. But I think they're both evenly matched. Luckily, my team won, so I'm thankful for that, especially after 15 years. I mean, I can't feel bad about that. I mean, you've had our number for 15 years. It's about time we got one, especially with a good team that was deserving. And I don't know if Hendon Hooker is going to win the Heisman. He's obviously going to be in the running, but Tennessee has never won a Heisman. We've been slighted 3 different times. I know for sure 3 times we finished second. Johnny Majors should have won it, whatever it was, in 1951 or 52, somewhere around there. And I can't remember who beat him out, but it was a Notre Dame. Of course, everything went to Notre Dame back in those days. Johnny Majors should have won the freaking Heisman. Then the other time I think we finished second was with Heath Schuler. And that one I can't quite remember if I know we finished second. It was whether did I really believe that he should have won it, or, I mean, I guess nobody remembers who finished second unless it's your school or something, but he was definitely deserving to be right there. I don't think that was as big of a slide as the one from Johnny Majors, and then the biggest one was when freaking Peyton Manning should have won the Heisman, and for the first time ever it went to obviously a Michigan defensive player that did the Heisman. I ain't gonna tell you his name, but you know who he is. So 3 times I know of that we finished second for the Heisman. Never had a Heisman Trophy winner. Definitely should have had 2, possibly 3. But Johnny Majors finished second. Heath Schuler finished second. Peyton Manning finished second, which I think was the biggest Heisman screw up of all time. Granted, maybe I'm a little biased being a Tennessee fan, but I don't think so. But I think the other thing about Tennessee beating Alabama was that it, even outside of Tennessee, I think just a lot of people freaking sick and tired of Alabama, which I know I am. Although I respect what they do, I'm just freaking tired of it. All right, go back to this. This is good. Very sweet, very floral, and then like comes off sweet with like a sweet chocolate and vanilla, and then kind of floral, like, I don't know, kind of like a daisy rose combination, and then what is that? All right, I got that. Where was I going? It was sweet vanilla, and then like a daisy rose. Yeah, sweet, and then floral, and then on the back end a little bit of spice, black pepper, more chocolate. This is freaking good. I think I got this for like, I don't know, around $50. And I'm a big Chattanooga whiskey fan. I think this is freaking fantastic. It's a thumbs up. It's a buy. Really good. Excellent. Stay hydrated, my friends. All right, now we get into some heavy hitters. So, remember, stay hydrated. Also, before I move on, just know, if you haven't already done so, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel out. We appreciate it. And then do yourself a favor and ring that bell for notification. That way you don't miss a damn thing here on Bourbon Quest, like celebrating a Tennessee Volunteer win over Alabama. yeah. All right, so we're celebrating tonight. We're not holding anything back. So this is last year's Bourbon Quest Whiskey of the Year, Jack Daniels Single Barrel Coy Hill. Hail to the yeah! Celebrating Tennessee beating Alabama. We pouring this damn thing. Oh yeah. This bottle's very, very special to me. So it doesn't come out every day, but we're celebrating, and we've waited 15 years, so it's deserving. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Oh. That. Oh. So exceptional. Go back and watch when I first got this, my review on this, but it is brown sugar, molasses, bacon, caramel, vanilla, and that's about it. It's got 4 to 5 notes, but I mean, this is but they're so intense. Just like the Vols and Hendon Hooker are intense, motherfucker. So, it is, yeah, what's this baby run up? This is 142 proof, you know, aged in the buzzer's roost of our barrel houses on Coy Hill and bottled, uncut, at higher proofs. 142. Hazmat, bro. A little bit of chocolate on that too as it lingers. I mean, this is, I'm still searching. I think I got it at some point. I've said this for about 3 months. It's just a matter of some nuances of getting this year's version, which this was last year's version, the Jack Daniels Single Barrel Coy Hill, 750 milliliter. This year's version is Jack Daniels Small Batch Coy Hill in 375 milliliters, a Tennessee exclusive. I'm waiting. I'll promise you, as soon as I get it, I'll do a review on it. I feel 90% confident I'm going to get it. I just don't know when. Could be next month. Hopefully, by God, by the end of the year. Alright, go back. This is Jack Daniels Single Barrel Coy Hill. It doesn't, I mean, the nose is great on this. I would not, on the nose, would not guess this is 142 proof. It does not nose. I think it's just because of the intensity of the flavors. I mean, it noses, I don't know, 120 to 130. But, and the palate, I don't think is 140. I mean, the heat's there. It brings the heat, probably 130, 135. If I didn't know it was hazmat at 142, but so damn good. Like, I mean, it's not complex. It has 4 to 5 notes, but they're super intense, super enjoyable, freaking fantastic. It's 5 stars all the way. All right, we got to move this thing along. Stay hydrated. So next was last year's, the first ever Jack Daniels, age stated in over 100 years. You guessed it, Jack Daniels, 10-year-old. Hail to the yeah. Woo! Now, disclaimer, you can go back and watch the video on this too. I was not a fan of this. I mean, I forget what I paid for it. 60, 70 bucks, somewhere around there. God damn. Probably been a while since I've had this. Oh, there we go. So, we'll see if it's been a while since I've had this. I mean, there's still a little bit, I mean, just a little bit under halfway. But when I first had it, I mean, it's been a while since I've had it, so we'll see if things have changed. But when I first had it, I thought it was okay at best. I told people if you were chasing this, like, you didn't miss anything. It's just, it was much oakier, regular Jack Daniels. Now, it does come in at a little bit higher proof, 97 proof. Of course, your regular, I don't have time to go into this, but erase what you think Jack number 7 is, because Jack number 7 is meant to be a mixer. It's nothing special, although it's what I grew up on, and I still love Jack number 7. But as a more sophisticated whiskey enthusiast, I understand why people turn their nose up to Jack, because they relate it to Jack number 7. But everything else outside of that, whether it be single barrel, definitely single barrel proof, I mean, those are all freaking fantastic. I wasn't crazy about this. I was expecting a little bit more. I thought it came off a little oaky. I mean, I'd probably buy another one at whatever I paid for it, $60, give or take a few, but definitely would not pay anything more than MSRP. I don't think it was anything. Yes, I get it. I mean, having one of these, I'm glad, especially since it's the only age stated in over 100 years. I mean, that's significant. But outside of that, did it deliver? I don't think so. Or at least I didn't. Let's try again. The nose is good. I mean, you definitely get that oak, traditional Jack banana, a little vanilla, a little caramel. Nothing special on the nose, in my opinion. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. It might be a little better than our last Remember, but it's sweet, it's oaky, it's vanilla, it's banana. It's just a more aged. It's just a more aged old number 7 yes, it is at a higher proof, but at 97 proof, do I think that makes a significant difference? No. Makes a little bit of a difference. Not enough to matter. I think it would need to be more around a 115 proof to make it a meaningful difference. I mean, there's a slight difference, obviously, between 80 and 97 proof. But again, it's just a little bit richer, a little bit darker, a little bit oakier, old number 7. I mean, the proof point at 97's minimal. Better, I don't know what the right word is, but minimal betterness. That's a stupid word. But it's a little bit better at 97 proof, but not significant. I think this is one of the more disappointing ones that I was super excited about, because, like I've said before, I was raised on Jack Daniels. That was definitely my drink of choice in college. Like a lot of people, old number 7, but it's and I still enjoy it. I enjoyed the old number 7 neat, but that's not what it's meant for. It's meant to be a mixer. I mean, Jack and Coke is the number 1 selling cocktail in the world. Jack Daniels is the number 1 selling whiskey in the world. And outside of the old number 7, I think most, like, this is freaking phenomenal. And most of their other stuff is freaking great. I think this one kind of missed the mark on at least what I was expecting. It's not bad, but it's not great. It's above average at best, but I enjoy it. I mean, at MSRP, I'd probably buy it again. And the significance of it is mainly around it being the first age stated in over 100 years. All right, let's move on to the next one. And I'm going to start off, I want to end with this because that's freaking phenomenal, but I want to start off with Nelson Brothers Classic. And this is freaking phenomenal. It's like 34 bucks. Because Belle Meade, which we're getting to next, has gone away. You can go back and watch some other videos if you want to know more information on this. But shout out to Charlie and Andy Nelson. Love those guys. And I think the last time I had this classic, it's like 34 bucks. Freaking great. Man, this is top notch for that $30 to $40 range. This is A plus. It's sweet, it's caramel, a little bit of chocolate. What's the proof on this? 93.3 proof. Hey, this is a classic, exceptional daily drinker. Is it phenomenal? Is it exceptional? Is it complex? No. None of those things. But I don't think you would expect those things for a $34 bottle of whiskey. What I think you want is a classic, that's the name of it, ironically, daily sipper that offers you the traditional bourbon notes with a unique experience at a reasonable price and freaking enjoyable, which this is. They nailed it. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah, that's, I mean, 93.3 proof, that's an easy sipper. It's enjoyable. Also would be, I'm sure, great in most cocktails. Yeah, I think it'd be great in most cocktails. It might be lacking a little bit of proof, in my opinion, because I think you want some proof to drown out the juices and waters and blah, blah, blah. As you know, I drink 95% of my stuff neat anyways. But no, I like the classic. I actually think, I don't know if I should do that or not, because Belle Meade's going away. I think I still have a bottle of the Belle Meade Classic. I actually think the Nelson Brothers Classic is probably, based on memory, better, or at least equal. Probably better. Now, we're going to try and wrap this shit up, but I'm going to take one more sip of this Belle Meade. Shout out Charlie. Shout out Andy. Now, this, outside of, I mean, you can't compete with Coy Hill, but outside of that, the Belle Meade Reserve. Oh, this is freaking fantastic. Unfortunately, it's gone away. Never to be seen again. It's still floating out there on a few shelves, but it ain't gonna be for long because they replaced Belle Meade with Nelson Brothers. So if you know that, well, I'm gonna pour it. So if you know the story behind Charlie and Andy Nelson is that, first off, before we get into the story, we're going to get into the whiskey. Because this is one of my freaking favorites. It's chocolate, vanilla, caramel. It's a weird note. I'm getting a little bit of granola. It's like chocolate, vanilla, caramel, granola. It's a Carmelo bar. Yeah, you definitely get that caramel. freaking fantastic. Cheers, Bourbon. Alright, I had to restart it because I overextended my time. But what I was saying is I get that sweetness, I get that caramel, vanilla, a little bit of creme brulee. The Reserve is freaking phenomenal. I mean, this is, I think it's like 65 bucks. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say it because it's already gone away. It's still going to be out there on a few shelves, but once those shelves are empty, you're not getting this again. So it's like a $65 bottle. Based upon what it is, my opinion of it is, it's worth up to $150. Yeah, I would pay $150. I would pay up to $150 for it. Mainly, well, first off, because I think it's that fucking good. Second of all, is it's not ever going to be made again. So, alright, cheers, Bourbon Quest. We'll get into that story. So, as the story goes, like around 2010, Charlie and Andy Nelson were going up to Greenbrier, just north of Nashville, to pick up a slaughtered cow for their uncle. And on their way, they pull into a gas station to fill up, and they notice one of those historical landmarkers, and they walk over to it and to check it out, and it's a Greenbrier distillery, which was started by their great-great-great-grandfather, something along those lines, who I think came over from Germany, but nonetheless. So they're like, wow, they're like 25 years of age at that time. And I mean, it was kind of a sign, like, wow, we have an opportunity to bring back our family's heritage distillery 100 years later. Because what happened was that Prohibition hit Tennessee in 1911, which did away with Nelson's Greenbrier distillery. And so they saw this landmarker in 2010. So literally, they brought it back 100 years later from their family heritage. And so initially on, like this Nelson's Brier Reserve, they were sourcing their whiskey from MGP. And now, whatever it is, I'm not good at math. So, 11 years later, they've got their own juices. So they're basically replacing with Belle Meade with Nelson Brothers, which I understand and I get. There's only one problem the only problem that bothers me about that is I was introduced to part of it. I think it was going to happen anyway, because, well, when they first started out, Belle Meade was kind of, before their family's heritage bourbon got shut down because of Prohibition, Belle Meade was probably their number one lineup. And they went with the number one, whiskey contractor, or whatever you want to call them, with MGP to reproduce what their great-great-great-grandfather had done. But at the end of the day, that But the thing is the Belle Meade was freaking phenomenal. I mean, it still is. But, I mean, I get it. At the end of the day, you want to transition to your own juice. I get that. I respect that. And they nailed it on the classic. Now, I will say, I think the Nelson Brothers Reserve that's trying to replace the Belle Meade Reserve falls short. It's not there yet. It may need another 2 to 3 years to get. Now, so I'm thinking and hoping that in 2 to 3 years, the Nelson Brothers Reserve will be equivalent, if not superior to this. Right now, it's not. But I think it has potential because on the positive note, the Belle Meade Classic, I think, is already better than the Belle Meade Classic. So I think that's a good sign. Irregardless, I think Charlie and Andy are great people. They have a great story. Yeah. What was I saying? I think I should wrap it up because I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But, no. But I think Nelson Brothers are going to continue to do great things. They're still freaking young. And that was roughly 10 years ago when they started the brand, when they were probably 25. I don't know who's the older or the younger brother. And now we're 10 years later, so they're now 35. So we got another 30 to 40 years of Charlie and Andy continuing to produce fucking great shit. I'm excited about that. I think they're such a unique story, and they're both Charlie and Andy are great people. From what I've seen, disclaimer: I've never met Andy in person. I have met Charlie in person, and he's a 6'2" or 3" lovable teddy bear. Because the funny thing is that I don't know. It was probably a year, maybe a year and a half ago. At the liquor store I was working at, I'm selling Belle Meade. I'm telling the story about Charlie and Andy, going up to Green Bar to get a slaughtered calf and blah, blah, blah. And about halfway through my story, which I'm like 5'11", and Charlie comes up and he goes, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm one of the brothers that you were talking about. And I'm like, yeah. And Charlie's like 6'3". I'm like, yeah, I know who you are, Charlie. I'll go ahead and let you finish the rest of the story since you probably know it a little bit better than me. So he does. And Charlie's great. I love Charlie. Which hey, Charlie, I need to get you on the channel. Because I guess that was maybe a year and a half ago. I talked to your distributor. We had set up a meetup, an interview for Bourbon Quest. And then, listen, I get it. I'm not complaining at all. But I think the week we were supposed to do that was when your father died. Hey, my condolences. I get that. I lost my father about 10 years ago unexpectedly, and that was devastating, so I get it. But we do need to reconnect and get you on the channel, promote your whiskey, and celebrate not only whiskey, but more importantly, celebrate your father's life, celebrate my father's life, and we'll be gone at some point too, so let's celebrate our children's life, because they're what continues on our legacy, just like we continue on our father's legacy. Hopefully my father's proud. I know I'm proud of my father. Alright, we shouldn't go there. Alright, hey, go Vols, thumbs up, drink more whiskey, drink Chattanooga, drink Jack Daniels, drink Nelson's Greenbrier, and hey, one more sip, and then just remember, more importantly than the Vols beating Alabama, is that my wish for you is that all your Bourbon Quest dreams come true. Ha ha! I don't know about you, but my dream of Tennessee beating Alabama came true, and that's a hell yeah! Ha ha! Hey, I just want to say one more thing. Dixieland delight. Racket top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. And by God, we don't give a damn about the whole state of Alabama. I'm smoking a cigar and drinking more whiskey. Go Vols! Glad we beat Bama. We're already beating you to you, Martin. Next up, Kentucky, and then Georgia. Haha, I got Georgia on my mind. Haha, that's a wrap, yo. Give it up to Q. Give it up to Tennessee beating Alabama. I think, obviously, Tennessee fans are fine, and I think 90% outside of Tennessee fans are glad we beat Alabama. But hey, I respect Alabama fans. They're great. They're gracious. We love them. We just wish we'd beat them more often. I think as everybody does. That's a wrap. I gotta go because it's gone. Bye-bye, Bourbon Quest. Remember, my wish for you is that all your Bourbon Quest dreams come true. That's a wrap, yo. What a week. What a night. Whoa. I love football and I love whiskey. That's a wrap. I gotta go.